Hello everyone, welcome back. Kevin with Survivalist Boards. Guys and gals, try not to let your peppers, your peppers, try not to let your tomatoes do this. See, these are some stout little tomato cages I got here, and they're really not in the ground far enough either. See how they go down there? These are some pretty stout cages. That one there, these are some of the ones that I transplanted. Peppers starting to do okay. Tomatoes doing okay. Starting to get a lot of bugs on them, but they're starting to come in. Got some tomatoes. What I did was I used a very weak and small tomato cage on this tomato, and it fell over. These tomatoes are up about 5 foot tall or so. These tomatoes can get up pretty high, and it fell over and I landed on that tomato cage, on that tomato, and it squashed one of my pepper plants down there. So you say, I knew this was going to happen. See, I knew this was going to happen. That's why I went and I got some bigger tomato cages. See, should have been more like this, and this should be a little bit deeper in the ground, or even drive a couple of T-posts, put a piece of cattle panel up there, and then tie that tomato cage to that cattle panel. But it's kind of hard for me to say, guys, don't do this, don't do that, without setting an example. So what I did was I let this tomato come on up, use this small tomato cage, let this tomato get a lot of weight up here, and during a storm, it just rolled right over and crashed right down on top of this one. Same thing with this one. And look at those tomatoes on this tomato plant. If I were to stand it up, it would probably be 6 foot tall. But now this thing's been sitting on the ground. The peppers down there have been smushed, and I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna let it fall right on over. Let it grow just like that, guys. Let it grow just like that. Okra is starting to come up. Notice how far apart these rows are. That's so I could run my 4-foot lawnmower in between the rows. I just don't like herbicides, pesticides, stuff like that. We're gonna do up some, whenever these tomatoes start coming in, we're gonna do up some tobacco tea. Okra's starting to come in. Look at there, guys. That is okra. Beautiful, beautiful okra. Okra is a warm weather crop indigenous to Africa. Rumors say it was brought over during the slave trade. Hot weather. Don't plant it until May. I was trying to wait for some rain to come in, and it just, I kept waiting and waiting and waiting. We went a month without any rain, so I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and plant it. Then irrigate it with irrigate it with a hose, and then after I planted it, the rain started. I need to come over here and pull this water hose out of the way. But the peppers are starting to come in. Peppers are starting to come in. Look at this, guys. Look at these jalapenos coming in there. Look at that. I'm gonna let them stay on the vine just a little bit longer, then I'm gonna pick them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 jalapenos right there. Got some more coming in. Got some cowhorn peppers. This one here needed, see, big tomato cage for tomatoes, small tomato cage for peppers. See, this cowhorn pepper got knocked over. See, look at all them peppers, guys. Look at all them peppers. Look at that. Ain't that beautiful? Just beautiful, beautiful. Now, I've got a small cage, a couple of small cages over there. I need to get this plant stood back up. Get it where it's going again. Same thing with this one. Look at those peppers on there. Same thing here, but if you leave it, notice how these are turning and growing up. If you leave it laying on its side a little bit, then it'll start growing up. See how that's growing at an angle? That's from laying down too much. Look at all those peppers, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Use those for spices, like those are chili peppers. Use those for chili pepper spices. Come down here. Now, I've already been picking off of these plants. Look at those peppers, guys. I left some on there for us. Ain't those beautiful? Just beautiful, beautiful. More peppers. Peppers are usually, from the time you plant the peppers to whenever you start harvesting them, is about 60 days. Look at that, guys. Look at there. It's beautiful, huh? Usually about 60 days. And peppers will bear to the first frost. Very heat tolerant. All you need to do is just keep them moist, keep them wet, keep them from drying out. Whenever they start producing, they're going to have a good water requirement. And so now that they're producing, as long as we can keep this rain coming in, they'll be okay. this water hose here goes down to a sump pump that's in the creek, and I pump the water from the creek into here, so it's not well water. Don't do that. Don't let your tomatoes do that, guys. Use the right size cages for your tomatoes. These tomatoes, you use good fertilizer. Remember, these are planted with chicken manure and then some triple 13. Use some good fertilizer on them. Things are gonna get up 5, 6 feet tall, maybe even more. They may even grow, unless the heat kills them, they're gonna grow so tall that these big cages may even fall over with them. I'm talking these things may get tall. We'll keep bearing, it'll start bearing in another June, July, August. It'll probably start bearing in August, and it will go through all the way to the first frost. So okra, we're gonna have a good supply of okra. If everything goes okay, we're gonna have a good supply of okra and a good supply of peppers. I need to get in here and run that lawnmower down to the side, get the cages and get these stood up. But I left them down so I could show y'all. I mean, it's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to show you. So whenever these roll over to the side, they'll start growing up like that, and you stand it up and you see how it grows to the side now. So, but you may be able just to leave it like that. All right, guys and gals, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I will talk to y'all later.